Have you ever been around someone whose presence seems to drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, or leave chaos in their wake? It's unsettling, isn't it? Unfortunately, evil doesn't just exist in myths or movies. It's real. It's around us. And the most unnerving part is that it often operates in subtle, almost undetectable ways. But don't worry. With awareness and insight, you can recognize the signs and protect yourself. Evil people don't show up with horns or tails, but their actions reveal their true nature. They manipulate, destroy, and exploit the kindness of others for their own gain. The good news is you don't have to be a detective to spot them. Their behaviors often follow predictable patterns that, once understood, are impossible to ignore. Ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius left us timeless wisdom on identifying such individuals and guarding ourselves against their harmful influence. Stoicism teaches us that by mastering our own minds and reactions, we can navigate life with resilience, clarity, and peace, even in the face of toxic people. In this video, I'll uncover 10 evident signs that someone in your life might be operating with malicious intent. These insights will empower you to protect your peace, maintain your energy, and walk through life with confidence. Are you ready to uncover the truth and take charge of your emotional well-being? Let's dive in and learn how to navigate a world where not everyone has good intentions, with clarity, wisdom, and strength. Let's get started. Number 1. Constant manipulation. Manipulation is a dangerous tool, especially in the hands of those with malicious intent. These individuals don't rely on integrity, but thrive by distorting reality and turning lies into weapons. I recall working with a colleague who initially seemed trustworthy. He would praise me publicly, making me feel valued, but behind the scenes, he undermined my work, exaggerating minor mistakes to management. When I confronted him, he calmly insisted. He was trying to help me improve, making me doubt my abilities. This is the essence of manipulation. It erodes your confidence and creates dependence. Manipulators exploit vulnerabilities, convincing you that only they understand and can guide you. Stoic philosophy emphasizes clarity and self-control as defenses against manipulation. A virtuous person fosters independence, not dependence. If someone constantly pushes you to follow their lead while dismissing your autonomy, take a step back. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Protect your mental clarity, refuse to play their game, and reclaim your independence. Number 2. A mask of charm. Have you ever met someone whose charm felt almost too perfect? Their smile and words seemed flawless, like a performance scripted to win you over. While genuine charm builds trust and connection, insincere charm becomes a tool for manipulation. I once knew someone who had a knack for making others feel special. Over time, it became clear that his compliments were calculated to gain favors. When there was nothing left to gain, he distanced himself and spoke negatively about the same people he once flattered. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Observe actions over words. Manipulative charm is hollow and often hides selfish motives. Trust your instincts. If you feel uneasy despite their charm, there's likely a reason. Genuine kindness doesn't need a mask. Number 3. Lies without conscience. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Nothing should be done if it isn't right, and nothing should be said if it isn't true." For manipulators, truth is an obstacle. Their lies aren't careless, they're deliberate, crafted to gain power, evade responsibility, or distort your reality. Imagine a friend who spins elaborate tales for credibility, claiming credit for achievements that weren't theirs. When confronted, they deflect blame or accuse you of misunderstanding. Such lies erode your trust and make you doubt your judgment. Protect yourself by identifying inconsistencies. Do their stories change? Are their actions aligned with their words? Stoicism teaches us to focus on actions as they reveal true character. Truth doesn't require maintenance, but lies are fragile and prone to unraveling. Set boundaries, demand honesty, and trust your observations. Relationships built on lies undermine your peace and values. When faced with deceit, walk away and safeguard your integrity. Number 4. Lack of empathy. Seneca once said that humans are social creatures, meant to connect and share experiences with one another. Empathy is the bridge that allows us to do so. Yet for truly malicious individuals, empathy is absent. They see others not as people, but as tools for their own gain. Imagine confiding in a friend about a personal struggle, only for them to dismiss it and shift the focus back to themselves with, "Oh, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about my day." This isn't an isolated act, but a recurring pattern. These individuals show an alarming indifference. And worse, they may even find pleasure in your misfortune. Empathy is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships. Without it, interactions become one-sided and emotionally draining. Those who lack empathy may feign concern when it suits them, but their true colors are revealed when their facade slips. Marcus Aurelius advised, "No more arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When faced with someone who lacks empathy, protect yourself by setting firm boundaries. Surround yourself with people who value mutual respect and understanding, those who celebrate your happiness and support you in times of sorrow. True connections are rooted in empathy, not exploitation. Number 5. The hunger for control. For malicious individuals, control is more than a habit, it's a lifeline. They seek to dominate every aspect of your life, from your thoughts and decisions to your emotions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your mind is under your control, not external circumstances." But these people aim to strip that control from you. I once knew someone who appeared genuinely helpful at first. Their advice seemed thoughtful, but over time, they began subtly undermining my confidence. When I considered taking on a significant project, they convinced me I wasn't capable, urging me to let them take the lead. At the time, I complied, doubting my own judgment. Looking back, their intent was clear. They wanted control, not collaboration. Such people use guilt, shame, or flattery to keep you dependent. They don't want you to grow. They want to keep you within their grasp. As Epictetus wisely said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. To break free, ask yourself if their actions align with your values. Use this as a guide to reclaim your autonomy. True strength lies in mastering your own mind. Those who genuinely care for you won't seek to control you. They'll empower you to grow on your own terms. Protect your thoughts. They are the foundation of your freedom. Number 6. Blame games and deflection. Seneca observed that people often value trust over judgment, a tendency that manipulators exploit. Instead of taking responsibility, they cast themselves as victims and shift blame onto others. Their ability to craft elaborate stories allows them to avoid accountability while placing the burden on someone else. Imagine working with someone who consistently evades responsibility. When a project falters, they deflect blame, subtly criticizing your approach while positioning themselves as innocent. I experienced this firsthand with a colleague who repeatedly undermined me while framing her criticism as constructive feedback. Over time, it became clear that I was being manipulated into shouldering the blame for her mistakes. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the truth stands on its own. Lies require elaborate maintenance, but the truth endures. When dealing with such individuals, stay anchored in facts and maintain an objective perspective. Refuse to engage in their emotional manipulation and calmly demand clarity when they attempt to shift blame. Establish firm boundaries and refuse to participate in their games. Integrity and accountability are marks of strong character. By remaining true to yourself and avoiding their blame-shifting tactics, you can protect your peace and rise above their manipulations. Number 7. The pleasure of pain. One of the most chilling traits of a truly malicious individual is the satisfaction they derive from others' suffering. Epictetus wisely said, "Associate with those who make you better." Yet for such individuals, their aim is not growth or support. It's finding joy in the pain of others. This behavior often starts subtly: a sarcastic remark, a mocking laugh at someone's misfortune, or a smirk when witnessing failure. Over time, these small actions reveal a disturbing pattern. These individuals don't elevate themselves through hard work or merit. They thrive by tearing others down. I once knew someone who took peculiar joy in sharing others' failures. One day, she laughed when a co-worker was publicly reprimanded, brushing it off as casual humor. But as I got to know her better, I realized this wasn't indifference. It was intentional. She felt powerful in others' pain, using it to mask her own insecurities. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than one who never faces adversity." For malicious individuals, adversity isn't a lesson. It's a tool. They gossip, sabotage, and harm others to feed their egos, revealing a deep-seated emptiness. To counteract such toxicity, embrace the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Protect your self-worth and choose relationships that foster growth. Recognize the signs, their indifference, their pleasure in others' struggles, or their constant fixation on failures. Step away from them, because every moment you spend in their presence diminishes your peace. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your successes and uplift you. True joy is built on shared victories and genuine connections, not on the suffering of others. Number 8. Isolation as a weapon. Marcus Aurelius said, "Humans are born to cooperate. Unity and connection are our greatest strengths." But malicious individuals disrupt this natural order, using isolation as a weapon to control and manipulate. It starts subtly. A seemingly well-meaning friend might make comments like, "Your best friend doesn't really treat you well," or "Your family doesn't understand you the way I do." At first, these remarks might seem protective, but over time, they sow seeds of doubt, distancing you from those who care about you most. I once had a friend who gradually isolated me from my support system. Her comments seemed harmless at first, but they grew more frequent and targeted. Before I realized it, I felt detached from the people who had always been my foundation. This tactic isn't accidental, it's calculated. Isolation makes you more vulnerable, giving the manipulator greater control. But what they don't want you to know is that true strength lies in connection. If you start to feel isolated, pause and reflect. Reach out to friends, family, and trusted confidants. They are your anchors, keeping you grounded even in turbulent times. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we are part of a larger community, and our power lies in authentic relationships. Protect your connections. They are your shield against manipulation. Number 9, jealousy in disguise. Envy is a destructive emotion, but it's most dangerous when disguised as concern or goodwill. Seneca said, "Envy is the ulcer of the soul." For envious individuals, their compliments or advice are rarely genuine. Instead, they are tools to undermine your confidence. I once had a friend who seemed deeply interested in my achievements. After I completed a project I was proud of, she said, "That's great, but maybe next time you should push yourself more." Her words, though seemingly helpful, carried an undertone designed to diminish my success. Jealous individuals rarely attack outright. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt using subtle comments like, "Don't get too excited, there's always room for improvement." Or, "That's amazing, but I heard someone else did it even better." Their goal is to chip away at your confidence, making your light seem less bright. Stoic philosophy teaches us to trust our intuition. If something feels off, pay attention. A truly kind person will celebrate your success wholeheartedly, while a jealous person will find ways to pull you down. Set boundaries and surround yourself with people who uplift you. You don't need to dim your light to make others comfortable. Stand firm in your value and shine unapologetically. Number 10. The unrepentant heart. One of the clearest signs of a toxic individual is an unrepentant heart. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." But malicious individuals do the opposite. They refuse to admit fault, cling to destructive habits, and deny the harm they cause. Think of someone who always has an excuse for their mistakes. Instead of apologizing, they blame circumstances or accuse others of overreacting. When confronted, they deflect, shift blame, or justify their actions with elaborate excuses. What stands out is their refusal to change. To them, self-reflection and accountability are signs of weakness, while stubbornness is a badge of strength. This mindset is the antithesis of Stoic philosophy, which values growth and courage through self-improvement. If someone in your life consistently avoids accountability, reflect on the relationship. Not everyone is willing to grow or change. Protect yourself from these toxic dynamics and focus on those who inspire you to be better. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, focus your mind on thoughts and people who elevate the quality of your life. By doing so, you safeguard your peace and invest in meaningful connections. We've explored 10 signs that someone might be malicious or toxic. Awareness is your most powerful weapon. Once you recognize their tactics, you can protect your peace and shield yourself from their chaos. Remember, true strength lies in mastering your mind and reactions. Set boundaries, stand firm, and let your light shine, because your light is the very thing they fear most. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I see the signs to show that you're ready to safeguard your inner peace. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue this journey of wisdom and growth.